Yo. Right, it's been a minute. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I've just been super busy.
Go!
Nope. Sort of. By busy, I mean I've been playing a lot of fucking games. Now, you know, that's all good. So I've been doing a lot of learning as well as playing games. I've been basically just watching workshops, and I've been involved in a couple of workshops now, so I'll name just a few. Ray Volp, Fox Stevenson, Electric, all that good shit, you know. So that's been super dope. I've learned a lot, and I'm gonna start slowly now, you know, explaining what I've learned. Let's take a listen. So they're super punchy. Now in my headphones, they're like thumping out loud. They're pretty good. So it's a matter of a few layers. Now, once again, the most important thing will probably have to be sample selection. Now I'm going to show you guys so far probably the best drum packs I've ever found, and it's this right here. These drums in AFK's pack are absolutely mental. We'll look at the two main layers first. So straight away, they're already pretty strong. Like, you don't have to do much to them. So let's have a look at the mixer here. Alright. So on the kick, I've got an EQ. Now this is just taking off a tiny bit of the high end and just boosting a little bit of the main fundamental, which is the low end. And I'm just boosting it just a little bit. I've got another EQ, which is now cutting out at 25 hertz, because at 25 hertz you can't even hear it. The human ear you can't hear it. The human ear, sorry. So I just cut that out and leave a dip because it's just unnecessary, basic like mud that could be in that frequency range. So I cut that out. And OTT, I don't like OTT on drums, but lately I've been putting it on with the time all the way up, the downward percentage down a little bit, and then the depth only at like 2 or 1%. Right. Transient shaper. Now this is the main one, right? So if I solo this so far, see what we're at, right? So without anything, see? But I'm gonna now start bringing this shit out. Already, this is sounding beefier. Now the transient shaper is super important, right? Boom. So I just boost the attack. So it shows you right here, you know, what you're doing. You can see it here, going up and down. It's kind of like an EQ, but it helps pop out the transients instead of just equalization. So attack up, the pump up a bit, and sustain up just a tiny tad. Wave shaper to fucking sort of keep it at 0. And then the fruity wave balance to sort of then to bring back up that volume gain after the limiting with the wave shaper. And my tip of the day is to mix your drums at 0 or close to 0 dB for super loud drums. Now the snare, real similar. EQ, taking out the low end at 87 hertz, taking out the fundamentals of the low end, so a little bit where the kick region is, so all around here. I boost a little bit, 3100. Oop. OTT, same thing on 6%, time all the way up, downward, down a little bit. Transient shaper doing relatively the same thing. And then wave shaper to stop it from clipping, and the fruity balance to stage gain once I've limited with the wave shaper or compressed, whatever the fuck this is. Right. Now, they sound pretty good, but let's add in the layers. See the difference? It's just super fat. Now the layer, nothing too crazy. I'll put my layers in a separate bus too. So my layer, this is OTT again, but this time I've got the depth at 66. Downward, still down to 87, and the time all the way up. EQ. Again, taking out the mud at 25 hertz. Again, transient shaper, and the same thing. I'm just limiting and then stage gaining. Alright. And then I have, now the snare layering can be super fun, but the layers of your snares is what's super important, is what make your snares pop. So I've got this from Splice as well. That's just like a little, more of like a mid-high type of layer. And then I've got the kick underneath the snare, like a kick. So it's just a kick and then the kick again. And for this automation, for anyone who's wondering, this is just the snare kick volume. I like the snare kick to sort of swoop in rather than just hit straight off the bat. So I've got sort of a quick gradual build up there. And this is the main tail. So I like the end of this. I probably could have just done that. Kind of, you know what I mean? But I decided to keep it all in to sort of have that, not because this has already got reverb on it, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. Now the kick, same thing, EQ, fruity balance, transient shaper, and then fruity balance again. This time I didn't use wave shaper to limit it because it wasn't clipping, and I don't have the drum layers as loud. They're just sort of there to build the fundamentals of the top layers. They're just sort of there to support my main drums, which are the red guys. And then the snare tail with the reverb, EQ, fruity balance for volume control, and then the reverb. And just quickly before we end this, be sure to control your reverb. So you can use automation, which I will be automating the tail to maybe cut a bit quicker, but I'll do that later on. So that's quickly some nice fat drum layering.
Peace, y'all.